James Monroe, the last founding father to serve as President of the United States, was a man of resilience, vision, and diplomacy. From his days as a Revolutionary War hero to his role in shaping American foreign policy, Monroe left a lasting impact on the nation. But who was James Monroe, and what made his presidency so significant? Let's dive into his incredible life and legacy. Early life and Revolutionary War. Born in 1758 in Westmoreland County, Virginia, Monroe grew up in a time of great political change. At just 16, he enrolled at the College of William and Mary, but his education was cut short when the American Revolution erupted. Inspired by the fight for independence, Monroe left school to join the Continental Army. He fought bravely under General George Washington and was even wounded at the Battle of Trenton in 1776. After the war, Monroe studied law under Thomas Jefferson, which shaped his political ideals. Jefferson's mentorship helped him enter public service, and soon Monroe began climbing the ranks of American politics. Early political career. Monroe started as a delegate in the Continental Congress before becoming a U.S. Senator. He then served as the governor of Virginia and later held multiple diplomatic roles in Europe. As a diplomat, he played a key role in negotiating the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, securing vast new lands for the young nation. His time abroad also gave him valuable insights into international affairs, a skill that would define his presidency. Road to the presidency. Monroe's reputation as a skilled negotiator and loyal public servant earned him a place in President James Madison's cabinet. He served as Secretary of State and even briefly as Secretary of War during the War of 1812. His leadership during this turbulent time made him the obvious choice for president in 1816. Monroe won in a landslide, and 4 years later, he was re-elected with almost unanimous support. The Monroe Presidency. Monroe's presidency, from 1817 to 1825, became known as the Era of Good Feelings. The nation experienced a sense of unity, and political divisions faded, at least temporarily. But Monroe's time in office wasn't just about good feelings, it was about action. One of his biggest accomplishments was the Monroe Doctrine. In 1823, Monroe declared that European powers should stay out of the affairs of the Americas, warning them against further colonization. This bold statement became a cornerstone of U.S. foreign policy for generations. Domestically, Monroe focused on strengthening the country's infrastructure and economy. He supported roads and canals to boost trade and transportation. He also navigated the tricky issue of slavery with the Missouri Compromise of 1820, which allowed Missouri to enter the Union as a slave state while admitting Maine as a free state. Though it provided a temporary solution, the issue of slavery continued to divide the nation. Legacy and final years. After leaving office in 1825, Monroe retired to his Virginia home, Oak Hill. He remained active in public affairs, but struggled financially. Like many founding fathers, Monroe's later years were marked by debt, and he was forced to sell much of his property. James Monroe passed away on July 4, 1831, remarkably on the 55th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, just as fellow presidents Thomas Jefferson and John Adams had before him. His legacy, however, endured. His firm stance on American independence from European influence shaped U.S. foreign policy for over a century. His presidency saw expansion, compromise, and a sense of national pride. Today, he's remembered as one of America's most effective yet underrated presidents. Conclusion. From the battlefields of the Revolution to the halls of the White House, James Monroe's journey was one of dedication and service. His leadership helped shape the United States into a growing power, and his Monroe Doctrine set the stage for America's role on the world stage. So the next time you hear about the Era of Good Feelings, remember the man behind it, James Monroe, a president who truly put his country first.